Namaste and welcome to Tridevi Chamunda Mandir in Denver, Colorado. I'm Yamajit, and welcome to our Friday night puja and satsang. We'll be going through the Kriya Yoga practice as we typically do on the first Friday of the month. I'd like to start out with a few announcements. First, looking at the number of views I had on Tuesday's broadcast. I want to thank everybody who was patient and tuned into the broadcast after it was posted. We were having some computer issues on Tuesday. My laptop shut down for some reason, so I ended up recording, um, um, doing a recording, and then posting it later that evening. So I want to thank everybody for your patience and for watching that recorded broadcast. On this coming Tuesday, we're going to be starting a new series for the next 10 weeks. There's a number of short yoga scriptures called the Yoga Upanishads, and we're going to feature 10 of those short scriptures over the next 10 weeks. And so there'll be a discussion of the scriptural materials and also some actual practice of the meditation techniques that they describe. And this coming Tuesday, we're going to start out with the Brahma Vidya Upanishad, which is just a wonderful little description of the Om mantra and its uses and the philosophies behind it. And then looking forward to our Fridays this month. Next Friday, the 13th of August, will be our puja and satsang to the Kali Nitya goddess Balika. That's number 12 in that particular series on those goddesses of the waning moon. Balika, in fact, means dream of night. And then on the 20th, Devi Puja and Yoga Nidra meditation. And then on the 27th, a puja to the Kali Nitya goddess Matra, and this will be number 13 in that 15-part series. So again, namaste, and thank you so much for participating and joining me tonight. So let's just go ahead and prepare. Any of you who might be watching who has the altar kit for this practice, I invite you to have that out so that you can do the puja portion of this. I'm going to go through the objects on the altar. And then if you don't have this, that's perfectly fine. You can still join in with the meditation, and you can also, if you don't have these materials available, you can do this as a manasa or a mental puja. That is, when your eyes are closed and you're chanting Om, you can visualize doing the puja in your mind's eye, and that in itself is extremely powerful. And you can even have lots of fun with that. So in the portion of the puja, for example, where the fruit is being offered, you can imagine yourself wheeling up the whole produce aisle of the local grocery store and just have a great deal of fun with that. So on the altar kit, a mala of 108 beads. For counting mantras, we're going to be doing a main mantra, the Navarna mantra, Om Mang Reem Kleem Chamundai Viche, a very powerful both Durga and Kali mantra, and really a wonderful mantra to the Divine Mother in all of her aspects. I do have a second mala on my altar, and after we do the primary mantra, I'm going to silently do a mantra, and during that time I invite you to do your own personal mantra as part of this practice as well. Some other items, a small bottle of perfume oil. This represents the earth element. When we offer the oil, it's like offering our physical selves to the Divine Mother. Some fruit, which represents the water element or our emotional selves. A small lamp or candle for the fire element. This represents our consciousness and also our ability to act and to create change. And then mine is attached to a water pot, and you'll be using the water pot and a little spoon for doing a cleansing and also a blessing of yourself and your surroundings as part of this practice. Holder for incense, the air element, which represents the intellectual part of our being, which is being offered. And then something to make the offerings to. A yantra, which is a spiritual diagram often engraved on a little metal plate. This is a Sri yantra, which is just wonderful for honoring all aspects of the Divine Mother. And if you don't happen to have a yantra, a favorite crystal or stone, like this little garnet crystal that I use, is very appropriate. And or if you have a favorite image of the Divine Mother, you can offer to that and meditate with it as well. All of those contained on some kind of surface, like this metal plate. And then some flowers to represent the ether element or the spiritual side of our being. So those are the things that we'll offer during our early puja. So in these Kriya Yoga practices, and actually there's something I should add. So the previous Tuesday Satsang broadcasts that you can find the recordings for, we went through chapters and the practices of the Kriya Yoga Upanishad. And so there's tonight's broadcast where we're doing a simple Kriya Yoga sequence and meditation. And there's several others, other broadcasts as well. And you can use these for basic instruction. It's kind of like Kriya Yoga 101. And then if you haven't been following the last series on the Kriya Yoga Upanishad, I'd invite you to go through those recorded broadcasts and practice the meditations that are offered. I presented this really, it's almost like a Kriya Yoga 201, and the next series on the 10 Yoga Upanishads is almost like a Kriya Yoga 301. So I'm presenting these to add further material, further background knowledge on this very simple and yet powerful practice. Kriya Yoga itself is a meditative yoga. It is really the principal meditation that has been practiced by renunciates for centuries and was brought, was made accessible to the general public really in the last 150 years. It was first brought forth by the yogi Lahiri Mishaya under the instruction of his guru Mahavatar Babaji. And if you look back at some of the earlier Kriya Yoga broadcasts that I've done, I have information on the history of modern Kriya Yoga. But essentially, this is a practice where we are withdrawing the senses. That is, we're shifting our awareness from the external and the material inward, and there finding that divine presence within ourselves. So I like to begin these satsangs with a little bit of a warm-up exercise to prepare us for the work we're about to do. And so I invite you to find a comfortable seated position. It can be on the floor or a yoga mat or favorite carpet. You can sit in a cross-legged position like I'm doing, maybe with a cushion under the hips. That'll help the spine to be straight. So it's important to have that straight spine posture. If sitting on the floor is not an option for you, that's perfectly fine. Sitting in a chair with a straight back will work as well. But I invite you right now to just close your eyes. Open your breath. And we're going to start out with traditional yogic breathing. And you can visualize yourself being like a container of water, which fills from the bottom to the top and empties from the top to the bottom. So as you breathe in, the stomach expands, followed by the chest and the shoulders. And then as you exhale, the shoulders come down, chest comes in, and the belly toward the spine. This brings a full flow of air to all parts of the lungs, even the lowest areas of the lungs that sometimes don't get a steady stream of air when we're doing something like sitting in an office chair or an easy chair or a couch. And this act of full, slow breathing is very powerful unto itself. The sound of the breath is a mantra that we repeat roughly 27,000 times a day. And then I invite you to visualize an energy channel going from the base of the spine, through the crown of the head, through the center of the spinal cord. You can envision this as a silvery white channel of light. Again, going from the root through the crown. This is called Shushumna Nadi. And as you exhale, I invite you to feel a warm current of energy coming up through that central channel from the root through the crown. And as you inhale, a cool current of energy coming through the crown, back down that tube, back to the base of the spine. So inhaling up, exhaling down. It's okay if you don't feel the energy at first. With practice, you'll be able to. And each of these full inhalations and exhalations, where you're moving the energy up and then down, is called a Kriya. And Kriya means action. We are actively bringing our awareness from the outside to the center. So as you do this form of breathing with the rising and lowering of the energy, it's called Kriya Kundalini Pranayam. I invite you to focus your gaze behind your closed eyes, just slightly upward, towards your third eye in the center of the forehead. Focusing on the pineal gland. And as you focus upwards, you may notice a light phenomenon, maybe just yellowish lights, maybe in the form of a circle, maybe in more of a donut shape or a ring shape. Some people report seeing that donut shape with maybe a little star in the very center. And some people, when they do this, they report seeing a triangle, dark blue in color, surrounded by a yellowish golden light. And focusing on that third eye, we're starting to release some of that amazing natural pharmacy that exists within our pineal and pituitary glands at the base of the brain. And finally, we're going to add one more component. We're going to add the mantra Om. So as we exhale and raise the energy, we're going to chant Om. Om. And then breathe in, bring the energy down. And then raise the energy with Om. And then breathe it back down as we inhale. Om. 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 And then just take a deep clearing breath. Just rest a moment in stillness and silence and just feel the effect of that practice. And then slowly open your eyes. And so after doing several rounds of the Kriya, That silent meditation is really the goal of the practice. You're bringing yourself into a state, really the same state which is the goal of many other meditational techniques, including Yoga Nidra, a state which is called Turiya, also known as the God state. There are three main states of consciousness which are described in yogic philosophy. There is regular waking consciousness, there is dreaming sleep, and then there's dreamless sleep, and then this Turiya state, this state of consciousness that we're bringing ourselves into through this meditation, is really the state that transcends those three states. So it's a place where you're resting in stillness and silence. Sometimes you're just kind of in a quiet, no form state, and that's actually an amazing state to be in because a lot of normal healing can take place in that really deep form of Turiya. Other times you may be fairly conscious. Things like thoughts or memories or mental pictures may come and go. And something you can do in that level of Turiya is just witness that phenomena from a safe, non-attached place. Really, you might be looking at some of your life issues from that safe distance and maybe gain a new perspective on them. And then when you come out of the meditation, you may very well find yourself handling those situations a bit differently from the way that you had in the past. So really, this is just an amazingly powerful meditational process. So with tonight's practice, we're going to be doing some rounds of Kriya while we do the opening Puja. And I'll talk you through the steps. Like I said, if you don't have the altar kit, that's fine. You can just have your eyes closed and you can visualize the process. We're then going to use the water pot and the spoon to do a blessing of ourself within and without. And then we're going to do the first mala recitation, Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundai Viche. And then I'm going to give the opportunity, while I'm silently chanting a mantra, I'm going to give you the opportunity to chant one of your personal mantras. And then we're going to do some rounds of Kriya, about 36 rounds, take about 5 minutes, and then some silent meditation at the end of our practice. And as always, if questions come up, please feel free to email me at my YouTube channel. I love to answer questions and give assistance, and I will respond very quickly. So let's take a moment and prepare for doing the full Kriya practice. I invite you to find that comfortable position, maybe make some shifts in the position that you're in. Close your eyes. Begin breathing deeply again. And while you're breathing, I invite you to focus on your heart center and just allow yourself to silently connect with whatever form of the divine you're closest to. It can be Ma Kali or Ma Durga or some other form of the divine. They're all paths to the same source. And if it feels right, I invite you to make a personal sankalpa, that is, a personal intention for tonight's practice. Just thinking of some small part of your life that's ready for healing or for transformation. Just making that intention for healing or balance, maybe visualizing what it would be like if that issue was resolved. And you can also make an intention that the energies of our practice go toward healing somebody close to you, someone else who's in need. And if you do that, still include yourself in that healing intention. And then slowly bring the palms of your hands together at your heart center. I'd like to take a moment to honor the masters of Kriya Yoga, Mahavatar Babaji, his disciple, Lahiri Mashaya, some of Lahiri's students, including Sri Yukteswar and Shirdi Sai Baba as well. Sri Yukteswar's disciple, Paramahamsa Yogananda. Another personal favorite of Lahiri's disciples, Swami Ganeshananda, also known as Ganesh Baba. And I also remember my personal Kriya Guru, Mira Pandey of Varanasi, India, and her guru, the Tantric Narayan Dutsramali. And you can take a moment and remember any of your personal teachers as well. And finally, we're going to open our practice by chanting Om 3 times. Inhale. Inhale and exhale. If you're going to be doing the external puja, I invite you to slowly open your eyes. If not, I invite you to keep your eyes closed and you can visualize that process. So we're going to begin the Om mantra, chanting Om as we raise the energy from the base through the crown, inhaling, bringing the energy back down. And we'll be chanting that through our different offerings. Om. Taking the spoon from the water pot, placing some water in your hand. Om. Cleansing your hands, and then with your right hand, anointing your third eye and your heart. Om. Taking another spoonful of water and sprinkling it on the altar to cleanse it. Om. And lighting your candle or lamp on the altar Om, and taking it with your right hand and circling it before the altar 3 times. Om. You can bless yourself with the flame. Om. And then taking up the incense and lighting it with your right hand. Om. And circling the smoke 3 times. Om. And placing it in the incense holder. Om. Taking a spoonful of water and dripping it on the altar to cool the atmosphere. Om. And taking the fruit with your right hand and circling it 3 times. Om. And offering it to your yantra or stone or deity image. Om. Then taking up the bottle of perfume oil and placing a little on your middle or ring finger. Om. And anointing your deity image, yantra, or stone. Om. And your third eye as well. Om. And then taking a flower with your right hand and circling it 3 times. Om. And then offering it. Om. Bringing the palms of your hands to heart center. Om. Bowing. Om. Jema. So now we're going to do the personal blessing with the water pot. And we're going to be using our primary mantra, the Navarna, Om Ain Reem Kleem Chamundai Viche, for each part of it. So we're going to take the spoon with some water, place it in our left hand, covering it with the right, and then we'll chant the mantra. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundai Viche, and then sprinkle it overhead. Now we're going to do 3 sips of water. So placing some water in the left hand, first sip. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundai Viche. You place a second spoon of water in your hand and sip. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundai Viche. And then your third sip. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundai Viche. Now you're going to make a mudra by bringing your middle ring and thumb, finger and thumb together. Place that on the back of the head where the skull meets the spine, and then flick the excess water away from your left hand. It's like you're getting rid of all the distractions. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundai Viche. And now we're going to place some more water in our left hand, and we're going to place the mantra in different parts of the body. You're going to dip with all 5 fingers of the right, and first you're going to anoint the corners of your mouth. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundai Viche. Then the sides of the nose. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundai Viche. Then the outer corners of the eyes. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundai Viche. And then both ears. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundai Viche. Both shoulders. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundai Viche. And both knees. Om Angrim Klim Chamundai Viche, and then flick the rest of the water overhead. Om Angrim Klim Chamundai Viche. And now we're going to do a similar blessing, but for the ritual site. So we're going to place some more water in our left hand. Dip with all 5 fingers. Flick the water forward. Om Angrim Klim Chamundai Viche, to the right. Om Angrim Klim Chamundai Viche, behind. Om Angrim Klim Chamundai Viche, to the left. Om Angrim Klim Chamundai Viche, and then overhead. Om Angrim Klim Chamundai Viche. And then take up your mala. Place it in your left hand. Take a spoonful of water, pouring it on the beads. Om Angrim Klim Chamundai Viche. And then I invite you to chant the mantra along with me. Close your eyes. Om Angrim Klim Chamundai Viche. 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 Om Aing Rim Klim Chamundaye 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 Viche. Meditate quietly and just feel the effects of the mantra. Its energies provide guidance and insight and healing and resolution for ourselves and for those closest to us. And offer the mala. So I'm going to do another mantra round. And during that time, I invite you either silently or aloud to chant a favorite mantra of yours, maybe to a deity that you're closest to. Or you could always do another round of the Varna mantra as well, or the mantra Om. And take a deep and clearing breath. Just letting go of the mantra. And just taking a few breaths and feeling the power of that mantra. And think of its energies going toward whatever your personal intention is. So now we're going to begin the actual rounds of Kriya for the next 5 minutes. So again, just check your position. Make sure you're seated with a straight back. Your hands can be just resting comfortably on your knees, or you can employ some favorite mudra or hand position. Your eyes are closed, your gaze focused up towards your third eye. As we chant Om, we're raising the energy from the root through the crown. As we breathe in, bringing that energy down through the crown of the root. The mantra Om is actually divided into 3 different sounds. Ah in the back of the throat, O in the center of the mouth, and as the lips come together. And as you chant Om and the lips come together into that sound, just really let that M sound really vibrate that third eye. Relax your eyes behind your closed lids. Let your breath return to normal. And keeping your eyes closed, just rest and meditate in a place of stillness and of silence. And take a deep and clearing breath. Letting go of the meditation. Becoming aware of your surroundings again. Being aware of your body seated where it is and how it's feeling. Slowly moving your fingers and toes, your hands and feet, arms and legs, maybe stretching a little bit. Bringing the palms of your hands together at your heart center. Thanking whatever form of the divine you're closest to. Giving gratitude to yourself for taking part in this process tonight. Slowly opening your eyes. And namaste. And blessings always. And just take a moment and just be aware of how you're feeling after that meditation. Whenever doing this practice, it's always good to just be mindful of any subtle effects. Maybe just feeling more relaxed, more centered. Maybe having a wonderful night's sleep, maybe some insightful dreams. Maybe noticing in the next 1 to 3 days how you're handling situations a little bit differently. Or just flashes of insight, or maybe the right person coming along who can teach you something, or the right book falls into your hand. And I encourage you to do this practice regularly, daily if you can. Start out simple, about 5 minutes of the Kriya practice and the meditation, and then increasing that as you become more comfortable with it. You could do this practice for 20, 30 minutes. And again, if there's any questions, please feel free to email me or even give me an email address on the chat function. Be happy to send you the temple calendars, and if you would like, even a script for this Kriya process. So I thank you again for joining me tonight. I look forward to you joining me Tuesday for the beginning of our new series of the Yoga Upanishads. Have a wonderful night. Blessings always. Wonderful few days ahead. Namaste. Have a wonderful night. Jai Ma.